morning, Daniela. Good morning, Isabella. How are y'all doing today? Monday, ready? Morning, Gabby. Morning, Eileen. Morning, Sophia. Morning, Alessandra. Morning, Carissa. Morning, Jasmine. Morning, Diego. Good morning. Morning, Alex. Okay, let's start. What do y'all think? Yes? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start the screen. Morning, Fabian. Okay, so we kind of left off here last time with this midpoint formula idea, and we were using it on a number line, or not a number line, on a XY coordinate grid. So the last thing we did, okay, so remember the formula. It's going to be, let me go to the previous page. Guys, make sure you have your pencils. Make sure you have everything ready to go. Midpoint formula was right here, x1 plus x2 divided by 2. Gives me the average or the mean of the x values, and you do the same thing for the y's. Y1 plus y2 divided by 2 gives me the average of the y values. More J slash wind up with a midpoint. Okay, and the other example that we finished up with last week was we went out here and we gave you, I guess, the idea that there was a line segment. We gave you the midpoint. We gave you one endpoint, and then we gave you the actual midpoint. So we used the formula. And you could go ahead and say that there was a 0.2 given to you. So we have x1 plus x1 plus x2 from the coordinate they gave you, or the endpoint. Plug it in their x value, plug in the y value for the y1 plus y2. Set it equal to the midpoint, okay, that they gave you. And then set the x's equal to that -1. Set the y's equal to that 2. And we got that. So that's where we stayed off. Y'all okay with that one? Morning, Kimberly. Yes, no, maybe so. Okay, wake up. Let's do it to it. Today, it's not the same thing. Oh, wait, I guess that's next. Okay, it's not too bad. The next one's going to be more interesting. Well, let's do this one real quick. Let's throw some algebra in there, if you don't mind. So what do we know about these two things? Let's find this out, okay? So find the measure of PQ. Okay, so we're going to find the distance from P to Q. If Q is the midpoint of PR. So looking at this madness, we know Q is the midpoint. So then we know what about PQ and what about QR. Again, by definition, if it's the midpoint, then these two line segments here have the same measure. That's also congruent. So now we know this 9y minus 2, PQ, is equal to QR, which is 14 plus 5y. And we just set them equal to each other. Make sure you know how to do this. Do not end solve, Fabian. We're on page 29, Eileen. Okay, so we come out here, set them equal to each other. Move the smaller y's, or subtract 5 y's. And then we add 2. Then we wind up with that. Now, what we did here is we did not find the value of the, I guess that's asking for the distance, right? So it's not, I'm sorry, it's asking for the measure. So we don't know what the measure is. We found out what y is. So now what we come out here and do is what? Plug it in. So now we have y to be 4, and we just plug it in there, and now we know PQ, well, in that situation is going to be, where's PQ? 9y minus 2, and we just plug it in there where y is 4, and we do 36 minus 2, 34. Okay, not too bad. Do you have any questions with that before we practice one on our own? Okay, no, let's do it. Number 4. Wake up, guys, wake up. I'm still asleep too, but let's do it to it. Okay, go for it. Number 4. Okay, hopefully you can see this in your head. Over here, make sure you know grades are going to be due this week for the progress report. So make sure you know that all your grades are going to be in. As far as the geometry people, you all are doing really, really well on all your assignments. Keep it up. If there's one there that you don't like, you can see your scores, all of them on Alex. That's basically where I'm getting your grades from. You can see them there. You don't like one, tell me about it. We can see what's going on, see what happened, see if you ran out of time, see if you did, I don't know, something with an error with a computer, whatever. We can try to figure it out. Okay, so just find the value of x, and then you copy it down, then you work on it, then you think what's going on. So I'm just going to draw, if you don't mind, now put a point here, find the value of x if c is the midpoint of AB. So now you know I'm going to have right here, C, A, B, and then just for me, I'm going to put a line there and a line there. Since I know that I have a line here and a line here, that this line segment AC is equal to CB, okay? AC is equal to 4x plus 5. AB, where's AB? AB is all of this distance, 78. So let's think about that. What do you know? Can anybody see what we're supposed to do here on this one? What do y'all think? So let's look at this real quick. Make sure you know. This here is basically, you can say, half of that, right? But we know this piece is also equal to these. So what do we know about this situation? I'm going to think this. It's how you want to do it. I don't like half it. Well, I guess you could half it. But I would do this. 2 times 4x plus 5 is equal to 78. Oh, my gosh. Does that make sense, guys? Come on. Or you could do half of it. You can say 4x plus 5 is equal to half of 78. Make sense? Which one do y'all want to do? A or B? Come on, let's hear you in the chat. A or B? You want to do A it or you want to do B it? Gabriela, A. Diego, A. Guys, come on. Half of 78. What is that? 28? 36. 45. Okay, we'll do 8. So let's go out here and distribute this one. Distribute here, we'll go with 8x plus 10 is equal to 78. Not too bad, right? Y'all see that, how we do that? Now we just come out here, subtract 10, subtract 10. We're going to go with 8x is equal to 68. Is that right? Oh, Lordy. Great. So then we come out here, we have 8x equals 68. Divide by 8, divide by 8. X is equal to, I don't even know, 8 times 8, 64. So 8, and then 4/8, also 8.5. Y'all okay with that one? So what did we find out here? We found that X is equal to that. They're saying find the value of X. Oh, okay, so we're done. We actually did that. 8.5. Going once, going twice. How do y'all feel about that one? Not too bad, not too shabby. Good thing for a Monday morning. Yes? Got to wake up? Pumped up? All right, let's go. Y'all are too quiet today. Thank God. Don't be talking there. Okay, so let's come out here and let's look at this next thing. We're moving on. We're almost done with this section, okay? So 2 points, okay? So you can think of the midpoint of a segment as being half the distance from one endpoint to the other. You can also find points that are other fractional distance from the endpoint, if that makes sense. So you don't have to know about half. You can see this one's going to be a 1/6. You can say also 1/4, 2/3, or whatever you want to think about it. Okay? So let's come out here and just look at this one. This is a fractional distance. This one will come out in your final at the end of the year. It's not too hard. Just make sure you understand what's going on, and it's pretty easy. Okay, so find x on line segment AF, that is 1/6 of the distance from A to F. Okay, so find X on AF, that is 1/6 of the distance from A to F. So if we look at this one, let's go real quick. From A to F, you can count it. Preferably you use the distance formula, and you go with 5, the bigger one, minus a -7 absolute value, which gives us positive 12. Okay, so that total distance there is 12, which is awesome. We can do that. They want to know X, which is 1/6 of that. So we're going to go with 1/6 times 1/12, also known as, well, let's see, 1/6 times 12. You put a 1 under here, multiply it, we get a 12 over a 6, also known as 2. Okay, so look what this says. Find X on AF, that is 1/6 of the distance from A to F. So they're not saying 2. They're not saying letter E. They're saying what? 1/6 of the distance. So instead of going from A all the way to F, which would be 6, let's go how far? 1/6 of the way, which is only 2 units to the right. How many is 2 units? It's going to be 1, 2. Is that right? Did we do it right? Let's see. Ready? Okay, so let's take it down real quick. So make sure you know it's kind of like what I drew here. The whole distance is 12 units. We're going 1/6. Please pay attention to the direction they gave you guys in the original questions from A to F. So they're saying from going from A to the direction of F. They could say go the opposite direction. Okay, so you got to come back here. We found the whole distance to be 12. We went ahead and subtracted 5 minus a -7. Absolute value would give me a 12 units. We're going 1/6, so we go with 12 divided by 6, or 1/6 of it, gives me 2 units. Move 2 units over, and there is our coordinates. Okay, there's a new location. Not too bad. Do you have any questions? Did that freak you all out? Anybody get lost? I'm waiting. I'm staring into space. Okay, let's go. Use the number, the number line above to find the point on CE. So they're using CE. Okay, that is 1/8 of the distance from CE. So do me a favor, guys. Copy this down real quick. Copy the directions down. What we're doing. Copy that we're going from C to E, and we're going 1/8. Hurry up before I show you the number line. If you all want to go on your own book, page 29. If you have 2 devices, you can have your book open. We're on page 29. Okay, here we go. Ready? So you're going to go from C to E, and you're going to go 1/8 from C to E. So here's the number line. We're going from C to E, and we're going 1/8. Okay, I think we can do it right. So we're going to go from C to E. Now, you can actually count. Let's use the distance formula. The distance formula would be what? You're going ahead the 2 minus the -4, absolute value of it, which gives me a 6. So we're going to go 1/8 of the distance, okay? So we're going to go with 1/8 of the distance, which would now be 1/8 of 6, which now gives me 6/8, also known as what? 3/4. So we're going to go 3/4 of a unit this direction, okay? 3/4, I have no idea where that's at. So we're going to go with a -4. I'm going to add 3/4 to it. Why would I add 3/4 of it? If y'all can remember from 6th grade. Anybody? Come on, guys. Y'all falling asleep on me. Because that's in the positive direction, okay? And if you look, we're going to go from C to E. That's in the positive direction. If we wanted to go back that way, we would subtract it, okay? If we wanted to go this way, we would go -4 and we would subtract 3/4 because we're moving in the negative direction. We're not doing that. So we come out here. How do I add this? Do y'all remember how to add this stuff? This is going back to 5th grade. Yeah, it's 4/1 here. This becomes 4/1. Now what do we do? Okay, if you forgot, we need common denominators. We're looking at this now. How can I make these, both of them, 4s, right? When I make it a 4, so this one stays 3/4. This one I'm going to multiply it times 4/4, which gives me a -16/4. And we're adding this much, which now gives me -13/4. And there's my answer. I don't even know what number that is. Do y'all know what number that is? Well, let's think about this. How many 4s in the 13, guys? Somebody. 3, right? It's 3 whole. Okay, so we're going to go with 3, and I think there's a 1/4 left over. Make sure you know it's a negative. Let's think of this as true. Let's think of this as money-wise, okay? If you have $4 that you owe, and you give them 75 cents, how much do you still owe them? You owe them $4, and you give them 75 cents. You still owe them $3.25, right? Yeah, we got it correct. Pretty easy, pretty cheesy. What do y'all think, guys? Yes? No? Maybe so? Pumped up? Okay, let's try the next one. Let's see the next one. The next stuff in the book is not, well, it's pretty cool. I like this section. This will separate the people that want to be on vacation / instead of sleep. The people that are awake-ish. Here we go. Let's get pumped up. Okay, you can also find a point, a fractional distance from the end point of on the coordinate plane. So let's look at this real quick. So this is the whole distance. You've got to understand, from here to here is the whole distance. Make sense? Okay. So now, they want you to find R on NM. They want you to find R, which is on this line here. R is somewhere here in the middle. That is 1/4 of the distance from N to M. So make sure you understand the distance again. They want you to go from here to here in this direction, and no longer the whole distance, just showing me that I can cut it in half. They want you to wind up here-ish, which would be about 1/4, okay? Think about that. Can you do that? Can we do this? Oh, yes, we can. How are we going to do this? Well, it's the same kind of idea about the distance formula and all the midpoint. Instead of doing midpoint, we're going to do what? We're going to find the what? Cricket. Anybody? Okay, so let me go back to the midpoint real fast, just talking to you all about it. If we wanted to find the midpoint, the book showed it like this. Okay? It said go from here to here, get the midpoint, right? The x values. And that's when we did the x1 plus x2 over 2. Get the distance, half of it, boom, right, to get the midpoint. Now in this situation, get the y's, get the midpoint here, right, which would be y1 plus y2 over 2. Okay, now regarding this, are we going to the midpoints? What do y'all think? No, right? So what we're going to do is kind of the same idea. We're not going to go the whole what distance? We're not going to go the whole half distance. We're going to go 1/4 of the distance. And then we're going to come in here and go 1/4 of the distance. So if we go 1/4 of the distance in this direction, make sure you know which direction you're going. Okay? Well, what do you mean, sir? I could go 1/4 this way. You'll be wrong. You understand that? You're going to go 1/4 this way. When you go to this 1/4, you're right here, / you're about here somewhere. When you go 1/4 from here to here, remember, you're going from N to M. You're going in this direction. If you go up 1/4, you'd be about here slash giving you this coordinate which we want. So that's the idea we're going to do today. So you need to figure out, first thing you need to figure out the direction. I always try to make sure in your head, I know I'm going this direction. Make sure the whole distance, you need to know the whole distance, and then you got to come out here and don't forget to go out and figure out that fractional distance they give you. Okay, yes, like I drew it right here, perfect. You see that? I think no one asked questions now. What if we did it this way? Well, we'd still go from N to M here, right? But in this situation, my x's would be calculated here. We'd still be going this direction. So from here to here would be the whole distance. 1/4 would be about here-ish. We'd still wind up here. Going up and down, we'd still go up here about 1/4-ish. And we go to the right, we'd still wind up with that coordinate. So you got to come out here and plan accordingly and go with it. So let's come out here, go through the book. Remember, this is, Eileen, this is page 30, okay? So let's go and find the distance between the coordinates, between the x coordinates of N to M. So we're going to come out here, find that distance. Actually, they're going to go down here. They want to figure out this distance right here. So let's think about what they're doing here. Remember how I told you right now, they were going to go ahead and instead of going the whole distance from here to here, and last time we went half, they're going to say do what? Go 1/4? Okay, so let's look at this one real quick. So they're saying, let's find the distance on the x's. From here to here, how far is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or you use the x values, or x coordinates. Make sure you know that. 2 minus a -3. Absolute value gives you a 5. Now, what distance are we going this way, guys? How far are we going this way? A total of 5. How much do they want you to go? 1/4. So from here to here, we're not going to go 5 units. We're going to go which? We're going to go 1/4 of 5, which here they're saying 1/4 of 5 gives you 1.25. So from here to here, it's going to give us 1.25. Now, how far are we moving this way? We're moving from here 1.25 to the right. Where are we moving from? This is the x value. So we're going to go from a -3, and we're going to add 1.25. Okay, does anybody have a question why I add and why I do not subtract? Help me out, guys. Anybody have a question here? If you don't say anything, I'm assuming you know what to do, and we're moving on. Cricket, cricket. Okay, your sign says let's move on. I like that. So this side just says to move to the left. That's in a negative direction. We don't want that. We want to move to the right. So let's think about this. 3 plus 125. Anybody remember what that gives me? I think it's a 1.75. All right, perfect. It's right here. There we are. So for my x coordinates, I know I'm right here. Okay, so my total distance is 5. I got 1/4 of it. So you can kind of think of my x value now. We're going to be here. Oh, and it should be negative. So same thing for the y's. Let's look at the y's. How far are the y's apart? How far is it from here to here? Or you can say, how far is it from here to here? Either way, the same thing. Well, the y's, if you think of the y's, I think the biggest one here is a 3. So I'll do the y's here. It's going to be a 3, and then -3, minus a -3, also known as a +6. So the total distance from here to here is 6 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to move how much of it again? 1/4 of the 6. Oops. Which now gives me 6/4, also known as, we're going to go and leave it at 3/2. You're fine with me there. Okay, 3/2. You okay with that one? Yes? No? Maybe so? Okay. So remember, we're going in the direction from N to M. So that means we're going to go up on the y-axis slash we're going to add 3/2. We're going to add 3/2 to this y value because we're going up. So then this part over here, we'd come out here and go with a -3 plus a 3/2. Good review, right? From 5th grade. How do we add these fractions again? Common denominator. We're going to put a 1 down here. And what am I thinking as far as these two? We want to make them a common denominator of a 2. So this one's already 3/2. This one times a 2 times a 2, which gives me a 6/2. Make sure you know it's a negative. And we're adding these, which now gives me a negative 3 over 2. So now we're at a negative 3 over 2. Ooh, I don't like this. Fraction, decimal. I guess you want to change this to the decimal? What is that? Negative 1.5? 1.5? So now we go up from the y value, what? That much, which is actually a 1.5. And wind up right here at a negative 1.5. So my coordinate would be right there. Slash, let's see what the book got. Hopefully the book is right. Yes, they got a 1.5 up, which gives us a negative 1.5. Slash the coordinate like we did. We got a negative 1.75 and a negative 1.5. Negative, there's a negative sign right there in case you can't see it. And then there's that, negative 1.5, negative 1.5, sorry. So there it is. It's not too bad. Kind of cool. Just got to keep the directions in order. Got to come out here and keep your brain in check. Please don't be as messy as your teacher here. I just wanted to show the whole everything. Questions, guys? Y'all ready to try one? Oh, great. Okay, let's try one right here. Let me copy this thing real quick. Okay, we're going to use the same coordinates, same everything. And there's the question. Okay, I'm letting y'all do it. Let's check it out. Ready? Let's see if we got it right. So they want to go with P. P is 1/5. So I'm going to say this is about a half, 1/4, 1/5, maybe, I don't know, right here. So P somewhere there. Okay? So what we're going to come out here and do is do the same thing, but we're going to go from N to M and 1/5 is direction. So the first move is going to be find this distance here. Okay? I'll do it in blue. So we're going to go from N to M, and we're going to figure out the x's, okay? The x-axis. How about that for the x-axis? So the distance would be how much? Well, let me do that again. I'm going to go with the x values. I'm going to do this to here. So I'm going to go with 2 minus a negative 3. That distance now gives me a 5. They want you to figure out the distance of 1/5. So 1/5 of 5. Oh, that's pretty easy. It's just 1. You're right. So we're going to go from here to here in that direction. How many units? 1. So we're going to go from an x values, okay? Don't forget, this is the axis. I'm going to go from the n. We're going to go from the -3 plus a 1, which gives me a -2. So we're going to look for the coordinates of p. We're looking for p, right? So far we have the value of p, x value, -2. We're here at the -3. We went 1/5 the direction to the right in the direction of m. 1 unit would be from a -3 to a -2. I think that's about it for the x-axis. Let's look at the from n to m again. Let's look at the y-axis. Okay, so for the y-axis, let's look at this one. Now you could join us, Alessandra. Seriously. So we're going to go to the y's, okay? We're going to go from here to here, okay? So let's look at that. The total distance would be 3 positive minus a -3 slash giving us a 6. So we want to go again, how much? We want to go 1/5 of the 6. So that means to multiply, which gives me 6/5, which is a little bit over 1/16. So we're going to come out here, and we're going to go again from n to m. We're going in this direction. We're going up. So we're going to come out here with this -3. We're going to start off with a -3 plus a 6/5. So I'm going to go ahead and put a 1 down here. This part right here, multiply this one times the 5/5, which gives this 6/5 plus -15/5. This part right here gives me a -9/5, and that's my coordinate. Okay? We went over from the -3 in the direction of m. We went over how far? 6/5. We went up 6/5. So regarding that one, if we go up 6/5 from a -3, we're basically going to add it to the -3, which is this one. If you think it's about this, -15 divided by 5 is a -3. And we're going to add the 6/5 to it, giving us this. So my coordinate now becomes this fancy looking thing. I don't know, about 1.8-ish? I don't know. Something like that. Going once, going twice. How do we feel? Okay. All right. Sold. I like it. Thank you, Matthew. Let's do this to it. Let's do the next example. The next example is kind of the same idea, guys. So let's look at this next one. So a line segment can be also separated into 2 or more segments with length in the given ratio. Okay, so let's think about this, and let's look what's going on here, and let's think about what's being said. Find C. So we want to find C on A to B, so that from A to C to CB is 1/4. Okay, whoa. Let's look at that again. Find C on AB, so we're going to find C. C is somewhere here, okay, such as the ratio from A to C. A to C, guys, is that one. C to B is that one. Okay, so what is that saying here? Kind of sneaky. Where in the world is C? Is C closer to the A or is C closer to the B? Think about what it's saying here. I would say it's closer to the A. See, the distance from A to C is smaller than the distance from C to B. So you got to kind of think what this is saying here. Okay, well, let's say, if you think about, I guess let's change color. Let me put C, I'll put C here on the side if you don't mind. I'm going to put a red line over here. Okay, so if C is about here, think about that. 1 to 4. That means from here to here, 1 unit, and then the same units break up this one over here. That's what it's saying. 1 here from A to C is the same thing from C to B as 4 of those exact same units. 1 to 4. Y'all see it? So now, sneaky. How far is AC, or how far is C from going A to B, if that makes sense? How far is C when you go from A to B? I'm going to show you something. That doesn't look good. That's a bad question, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, C is 1/5, if that makes sense. C is 1/5 of the distance from A, of the measure of A to B. Does that make sense? C of is 1/5 of the whole thing because of the ratio they gave you. It's kind of a sneaky way of saying, hey, it's 1/5, and it makes sense because there's a total ratio of 5 things being compared, and it's only one. So realistically, it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be the same thing as this. If you think about it, it's the same thing. Let's see how they did this. Since the ratio measures 1 to 4, that means the 4 ACs is equal to CB, right? 4 ACs equals 4 of these little ones equals the distance from C to B. So now you know what? AB equals to AC plus CB, if you think about that. Let's see. AB, right, is equal to AC, the small piece, plus this other piece, which happens to be what? AC and 4 ACs, which gives us 5 AC. Okay, thus, now we know the distance from A to C is 1/5 of A to B. Wow. Oh, boom, Monday morning, good morning. That's not too bad, is it? So knowing this, we just do the exact same thing as we did before. But boom, Matthew Gomez, what is it? Sold, brother. Going once, going twice. Huh. Sold. Okay, I like it. So the same thing, guys. So let's come back over here to the original thing. Let's look what's going on. So we're going to come out here and do what? The distance from A to C, right? Don't forget that. Oh, sorry, from A to B. And we're going to go that it's right here about 1/5 of the way. So let's find the distance from A to B. Let's look what they did. It's going to come out here and do the what? 1 minus the -4, also known as 5, absolute value 5. Y's, same distance. We're going to come out here the Y's. Okay, we're going to come out here from here to here. We're going to go from what? 6. Pay attention to what I'm doing here. A 6, the bigger one, minus that bottom one, 4. There it is. Okay, now please pay attention to what we're going to do here. When we are moving in this direction on the x values, think about the x values. What would we be doing? We would add. You see this? When we come out here and go on the y values, when we go this way, which direction are we moving in? So we would subtract. Make sure you know that. I have to know which direction I'm moving, since I would be coming down on the y-axis, because if you think about it, it says from A to B, right? Go this way, A to B. So I'd go in the positive direction for the x-axis, and I would come down in the negative for the y-axis, and that's it. So we come out here, the x value right here, we get 1/5 of it, gives us a 1. Okay, that's why they're doing this part right here. For the y's, we come out here, the whole total distance was 4. We're going to go ahead and get 1/5 of that, which is 0.8. So we're going to go ahead and get that from up here. We're going to go down, so we get that 6 minus the 1/5, or what, sorry, 0.8, and then it gives us, I don't even know what. There are my coordinates. Going once, going twice, what do y'all think? Okay, do y'all want to continue talking to me? Or do y'all want to do an assignment already? What do y'all think? Talk to me. Okay, what if we talk for the rest of the period, and then you work all period tomorrow? I asked 2 questions. Yeah and yes. You're kidding me. All right. Wait, and that okay? Oh my gosh. Let's practice another one. You gotta wake y'all up. Let's wake y'all up. Y'all ready? Let's try this one right here. Move it up, move it up. Okay, I'll just copy it. Copy. Okay, let's try this one, guys. Okay, try that madness right there. That's not it? Oh, it isn't. Oh, great. There it is. Sorry about that. What's up, Matthew? What's going on? Hey, what's up, Maddie? How's it going? How's the high school? Is it going good? Too easy, right? Hey, I didn't get to say bye to you guys. I missed you all. Oh, yeah, Costco. I know, because she had told me, she was, you're going to miss them when they're gone. I was like, and then me, I was like, I still have time to say goodbye to them, right? And little did I know, oh, no, the whole year just ended. And I was trying to, I kind of like wanted to put a slideshow, because I got a lot of pictures of since 7th grade. And I wanted to do it, and I was like, no, I just can't do it. I was getting off track. Oh, yeah. Well, you better be doing good over there. Easy, easy A. What do you say, easy A? Yeah, I was going to say easy A for you guys. Oh, that's good. Who is it? Yeah, I don't know. I've never heard of that name. Is she new there? Is she new there? Oh, wow. She better be good. Oh, hey, take notes from her. That's good. That is so awesome. Show her my YouTube channel. Don't. Okay, we got to go. Nice seeing or hearing you. Be safe. Tell everybody I said hi. Okay, guys, so let's come out here. Regarding this real quick, we want to find D on AB since the ratio is, again, 1 to 3. So if you look at this one, AD represents that 1. DB represents that 3. So I know from A to D, put it about here. I'm going to say D is about here, okay? I know from A to D, it's going to be that 1, and then from here to, from D to B is about 3 of those same ones. You know, maybe I should be a little bit closer like this. Okay, so if you think about this, from A to D is how much of the whole distance? A to D is, I'm going to say, 1/4 of the whole distance. And then we should do the same thing. Same thing. Please make sure you know in the direction that you're traveling from A to B would be positive on the x-axis. When you come down on the y-axis, it'd be a negative. So let's come out here and do this. Ready? From A to B. So we're going to find the x values. Okay, we're looking at the x values here. We're going to go a 1 and a -4. So the x's, we're going to go with a 1 minus a -4, which now gives me, adding them up, gives me a 5, right? Again, we want to go 1/4 of the distance. So with the y's, I'm doing like the book said. Let's do the y's. The top one would be what? 6, 4. So we're going to go absolute value of 6 minus a 4, which is, wait, is that right? 6 minus 2. Sorry, I was doing the math already. 6 minus a 2, which is a 4. And they want to go ahead for the x value. They want to go ahead how far in that direction? They want to go 1/4 of that, right? So I'm going to get 5 times 1/4, which now gives me 5/4. Okay? For the x's, for the y's, I'm sorry, they're going to go 4 units, but they're going to go 4 units, and they're going to go 1/4 of that, which now gives me, well, just a 1. Now it's pretty easy, actually. So let's look at this one for the x's down here. We're looking at this madness. We're going to go from what x value? We're going from A to the direction of B. So what's my x value for the A? So we're going to come out here for the x's. We're going to go from a -4, and we're going to add positive. We're going in a direction that's positive. We're going to add 5/4. I'm going to put a 4 here. Well, a 1 here. Okay, and I'm going to come out here and multiply this times a 4 times a 4. This gives me a -16 over 4 plus a 5 over a 4, which gives me 11/4 slash negative. Okay, so that's my x values. My y values, let's look at the y's. The y's, I think this is going to be really easy, right? So for the y's, we're going to go from this to the b. So what's my y value here? 6. So we're going to go from 6, and we're going to go in the negative direction, -1, which is really simple, 5. So my final coordinate for letter D, right here, letter D, is going to be that -11/4. Yes. And then my +5. Okay, just FYI, -11/4 is about here, right? I'm hoping, let's think what that is. -11/4. Anybody know what that is? 3, 2, 2 and, what is that, 8, 3/4? Like a -2 and 3/4? So if I were to go to -2 and 3/4, yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, 5, let's see. I want to go up 5. I go up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, actually, it's way good. Our guesstimation. Going once, going twice. Do y'all want to practice one more of these, or what do y'all think? Okay, let's do one more. Let me see which is a good one. Okay. Okay, let's try 11 right here. Okay, now if it's no good, there's no need. I'm going to say you have it off. He has the camera on. And he does that because like, my gosh, where's that now? Oh, he didn't even update the report. So he does that. He's got no one else right now. Let's do that. Let's go from yesterday. Okay, let's go, guys. Ready for this assignment? Let's see what's going on here. So when it comes to this right here, I was just kind of putting it where I think it would go. So they want you to find n on x, y, so the distance from x to y, or the length of x to y. They want n right here about 1, okay, to 3. Maybe not. Maybe there. 1 to 3, okay? So you know x to n is kind of closer, and we know and y is going to be kind of, well, further, right? It's actually 1 to 3. So to me, the whole distance kind of looks pretty good. If you think about this real quick, there's 1 section, 2 sections, 3 sections, 4 sections. How many is it? 4. How far is n? N is 1/4 of the distance. So that's about it. We can do this real quick. The x's, let's look at the x's. So again, we're going from the x to the y. Okay, we're going the x to y direction, that direction over here. So we're going to come out here and find the x values here. I'll look at this part right here. I'm going to say 5, the distance of 5 minus a -3. So that gives me a 8. Regarding that one real quick, that's the total distance. I'm going to go how far this one? I'm going to go 1/4 of it. Oh, that's easy. It's 2. Okay, we're going to go 2 units to the right. That's pretty darn easy. Okay? Oh, you scared me. Yes. Oh, yeah, that's the way you do it. Hey, but don't be scaring me. Jeez. Congratulations. Well, she was going to pass it either way. Easy. She's super smart. Okay, let's come back over here. Where are we at? We're doing the y's now. So the y's. When it comes to being a y, okay, the y's are going to be going from this direction to that direction. We're going to kind of find out the distance. So from here, y to this y is going to be the distance of 6 minus a -6, which gives me a positive 12. We're going to go 12, and we're going to go 1/4 of that, which is 3. Oh, this was an easy one, super easy. So let's come back to the x's. When it comes to the x's, we're going to start off at this x going to that y. So if you look at that, we're going to go in the what direction? Positive. We're going to go from here. So we're going to go to -3 plus a 2, also known as a -1. So that's my coordinate, okay? We're looking for n. So n has a coordinate with a -1. And then we're going to go with the y's. If you look at the y's, y's are going to be basically from this to that direction. We're going to go up, okay? So we're going to go from a -6, and we're going to go in how much? Plus 3, which now gives me a -3. So that's my -3 for my y coordinate. And that's about kind of where we put the line or the point there. And that's about a -1 and down to about a -3. Not too bad. Not too shabby, guys. If you got that, you guys are on fire. Yes? Want another one? Diego just put he wants to practice another one. I just saw that one. Diego, another one or what? I think that's 7 minutes. All right. Diego wants another one. Let's try the hardest looking thing ever. I think those all look easy. Okay, let's try 37. 37, Diego. Okay, so the directions right here. Suppose M is the midpoint of FG, okay? Find each missing measure, sorry. So MG, and they want, okay, so for each one of these drawings, if you think about this one, it has this idea. Okay, we know that M is the midpoint. I'll put M here, FG. Try to make it look like it's pretty, I guess, symmetrical or even. Okay, And there it is. MG is here. 7. I'll let you do this on your own. Okay, y'all pumped up or what? Let's do it to it. So I'm going to come out here and I know mg, the distance from mg, the measure mg, 7x minus 15, and then fg, the distance from here to here with 33. Well, they want you to find x. What do I know about all this madness? Anybody know anything about this madness? Okay, this is the same as that. Every time I do that, you see smiley faces? No? Okay, never mind, sorry about that. So regarding this one real quick, I'm going to go with 2 of the 7x minus 15 is equal to 33. Do the math next here, gives you 14x minus 30 is equal to 33. We're going to go here and add 30, add 30. We're going to go with 14x is equal to 63, divide by 14, divide by 14. X is equal to, I don't know, what that is. Is that 3, 4, nothing? Okay, we'll leave it like that. 9/2. How do y'all feel, guys? 2 more minutes? What, early release? Party on? Oh, 1 more minute. Okay, guys, that's it. So actually, today you have an assignment on Alex. Don't do it. We'll just do it tomorrow. Okay, we'll do it in class. If you want to get started on it today and have nothing to do tomorrow, I don't like that. But whatever. I think you should practice it right now. Tomorrow during class, we'll just practice some of that stuff. And that's about it. This does come out in your final at the end of the year. You kind of get in the beginning of the year, you kind of forget about it all year long, and then we kind of throw it back at the very final. So I do want to make sure you know how to do this one. I will periodically throw it in as our assignments come out throughout the year. I'll keep it in spiral. It's not a hard thing, not hard at all. But if you don't use it, what happens if you don't use it? Sometimes you lose it. Okay, bad one. Okay, guys, let's do it. Have a good week. All right, guys. See y'all. Bye-bye. Bye, Kim. Bye, Yasmin. Bye, Alina. Bye-bye.